Hey, hello everybody. We're going to be showing you some places to live here in Canada today. Now, housing in Canada is relatively unaffordable. It can be very expensive in places like Vancouver and Toronto. However, one of the most affordable places, a good place to live, is actually here in Calgary. So today we thought we'd take you through what it's like to live in a Western home. All right, we're going to be showing you a single family, what they call a detached house. Then we're going to show you a semi-detached. That's also called a duplex. That's two houses that share one wall. Also, we'll take you to something that many of you are more familiar with, a townhouse. And finally, if we have time, we're going to be showing you an apartment. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get going. Okay, here is a typical single-family home in a new development. You can see constructions going on all over the place. So all of these houses are new. But here, behind me, is a fairly typical single-family home, okay? And here we are in the kitchen. You can look around. Now, you see a kitchen island. All of the appliances are usually included when you buy a house. You can see that it has a nice large double fridge here, fridge on one side, freezer on the other. And then we have a little study room right off the kitchen where you can do homework or work from home, which has become very popular since the pandemic. After that, you can take a look inside there. And then here's a small dining area. You can see everything has hardwood floors too. This is wood floors, not tile. Then we'll take you inside the sitting area where people can relax after they've eaten. Okay, we're going to go up to the second floor, and now you're going to see what is known as the master bedroom. That's usually where the parents stay. Here you can see a walk-in closet. That's a whole room for your clothes. Over here we have a king-size bed, and then you can see the paintings and the decorations are quite nice for this house. Also, we have what is known as an ensuite bathroom. Now, this bathroom is only accessible by the people in the bedroom. So here you can see it has a separate shower and a different bathtub, and then it has two sinks. You can see here on the left a his and hers sinks. So this would be the sink for one parent, and then over here we have a sink for the other one. Okay, now next, we should let you know that there is basements in most Canadian houses. Those go underneath the house. Now, this one is what they called an unfinished basement. That means that it's there, but there's no carpeting, no tile. It's just a big empty room. After you buy the house, you can go ahead and decorate it the way you like. Also, what many people will do is they will take the basement and make it into a small apartment. And then people can rent that apartment. You can live in someone's basement and pay them a little bit of money each month. All right, so this here is an unfinished basement with what will eventually be a sink and a kitchen over there, and then a bathroom. All right, so there you go. This is an unfinished basement. Okay, now a duplex is one large house that's been separated into two houses, like you see here. So this is one big house with two separate sides. They share only one wall together. Okay, so you can see that maybe the space in a duplex is, well, it would be a little bit smaller than a single-family house, but it's still spacious enough. And many people here do live in duplexes. So here you can see the living area, and we passed the kitchen earlier. So we're going to go ahead, though. What's special and more unique about this place is the basement. This basement is finished. So earlier we showed you a basement that was unfinished, and it was just a basic basement. But this is a lot like what finished basements are once people have put in carpeting, added several rooms. You can see here. Now, this one isn't a studio apartment. They don't rent this one. This is just a family room where it has a separate bathroom, storage. There's the bathroom right there. So you can have the bathroom down, and this is more like a family entertainment center. So right next to where you would be watching television, you could go ahead, use the restroom, and it's all very convenient. All right? So there it is. That's what a finished basement looks like in many Canadian homes. Next, we have a townhouse, also known as a row house. Now, these are much more like houses maybe that you would see in Taiwan. The houses have upstairs and downstairs, but they share common walls. Now, remember, a duplex just had one wall. It was a house divided into two. These row houses or townhouses are much different. There are many of them together where you share a wall, usually on each side. Now, some townhouses can be quite large. However, this one is rather small. Here, as you come in, you've got a very small, sort of what we call a mud room. That is where you wear your wet shoes or your snow gear, because remember, it snows, and you can keep them there. Here also opens up to the garage, which is in the bottom of the house. Now, this garage, as you can see, is full of lots of stuff. Let's go upstairs. Upstairs is rather long and narrow. Here's a very simple living area where you would watch television. Okay. And then there is a dining area between the living area and the kitchen. So you can see the table there in the bottom left. And then they have a bar stool set up in front of the sink for extra space. Now, when you get into the kitchen here, you can see a microwave. That goes on top of the oven. And remember, again, these are Western ovens, and all of the appliances usually come including a dishwasher. Dishwashers are very, very common here. They're quite necessary, actually. We do a lot of dishes. All right? So you get all of your appliances included when you buy housing here, usually. Okay? Now, we have the stove, the microwave, the dishwasher, and also a large fridge that's included. Now, this is a half bathroom. It only has a toilet and a sink. That's on the first floor. Instead, the bathrooms, you're going to see more on the third floor. Now, the way that these two bedrooms work out is they're split in half across the length of the townhouse. Your laundry is here in the middle of the hallway where you have a stacked washer, and then down below you have the dryer. All right? This is one of the bedrooms, and here you can go ahead and see another ensuite bathroom. Now, again, ensuite is only accessible through the main bedrooms. All right, so here is probably what would most likely be used as the master bedroom. This bathroom, of course, is a little bit smaller than what we saw earlier. It's more simple. It has a toilet and a shower stall. All right? Now, earlier we had mentioned closets. So the closet here, again, is a walk-in closet at the end of the bathroom. So you can see the closet there. Further on, we'll show you the next bedroom. Now, the next bedroom here has built-in closets inside the bedroom. You can see them here. So there are two closets in case you have lots of clothes. So again, here, you can see that it has a sink, a toilet, and this time, a bathtub. So you can have a shower in one room and a bath in the next. And last, we have an apartment. Now remember, an apartment has people on top and on bottom of you. Now everything is laid out very centrally, and the bedrooms come off of this main room where you have the living room, Outside, you have a walkway or a small patio, depending on what floor you're on. And then the main part of the kitchen is taken up with this very large kitchen island and a wine rack you can see in the bottom right. Also, if you have guests, there is a little dining area, and they do have a guest room. Now, this room is rather small, but it does have a convenient bathroom with one sink and a shower. The master bedroom is a little bit larger. From here, you walk through your closet. It's not a walk-in closet, but a walk-through. There's a shower and bathroom with his and hers sinks in it as well. And that's it. I showed you quite a few different places to live today. Some of the things that you find in Western homes aren't quite the same as Taiwan's housing. However, we hope you gained a lot and learned a lot about what it's like to live here in North America. All right? We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.